Welcome. I'm Jessica Lonnie Rich, host of Inspire You and Me. It's an inspirational show where we talk to people who are making a difference. On this week's show, we have transportation consultant Ross Capon from Washington, D.C. We visit with Wendy Goodenow, president of H&L Travel and vice president of ASTA. And we're on the road to the Cat Fanciers of Hawaii Cat Show. And be sure to stay tuned for the Animal Lovers Clip of the Week. We'll have all that and more, and we'll be back right after this.
5914-777. Shoo-doo-wah. Who's got the best deals in Vegas around? Who's got the good job? Shoo-doo. Call 5914-777 today. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Good luck, we go play. 5914-777 today. Good luck, we go play.
We are very pleased to have as our special guest on the show, a guest from Washington, D.C. He is a transportation expert, Mr. Ross Capon. Welcome, Ross.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Pleasure to be here.
I'm excited to have you here because you have such a fascinating background. You tell us about your involvement with NARP, and for those people who don't know what NARP stands for, explain to us.
Sure. National Association of Railroad Passengers, which was recently renamed Rail Passengers Association, was founded in the late 1960s when it looked like all of the intercity passenger trains in the U.S. were going to disappear. Played a major role in the legislation that led to the creation of Amtrak, which ultimately took responsibility for intercity passenger trains off the hands of the private railroads that did not really want to have it anymore. And so over many years, over 39 years in my tenure there were many attacks on Amtrak. The most famous one, I guess, was President Reagan. But the people spoke loud and clearly, and to a large extent in a bipartisan way in Congress, saying that they wanted a national system to remain, and so it has.
So Ross, tell us, how many passengers do you know nationwide take the railroads?
Well, in terms of intercity, in terms of intercity travel, and let's leave aside the Long Island Railroad and the other commuter railroads, but on Amtrak, it's something on the order of 32 million passengers a year.
Amazing. And you were the president and CEO for 39 years, representing many of the passengers.
Exactly. Representing the passengers and their desire to keep the service going, and an awful lot of cities and counties. My current organization, the American Association of Private Railroad Car Owners, or APRACO, just played a key role in forming a Southwest Chief Mayors Coalition, where we are bringing together mayors from all along the Chicago-Los Angeles route to work to keep that train running.
Ross, one thing I've learned from you is that there are private railroad car owners, and share with us about that.
Right now, there's over 100 private cars that are owned by probably 60 or so people, and when I say private cars, I'm talking about Amtrak qualified, which means that they're maintained to the Amtrak and Federal Railroad Administration safety standards so they can operate behind scheduled Amtrak trains.
Private cars that can hook up to the back of Amtrak and operate independently as a business.
Right. Many of them are small
Amazing.
Businesses, and the oldest one is about 1916. It's called the Federal.
Walk us through what happens in these private. They're like people can sleep, eat,
Yes.
but it's a higher quality, I understand.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would cost a lot more than a sleeping car on Amtrak. But it's a very high quality experience. As you say, you can sleep, you can eat. They will stop in the cities such as New Orleans, where people can do fun things.
Yeah.
Through 2017, twice a year, we would run special trains, which were solid private car trains. a convention special and a mid-year special. Amtrak put a stop to that in 2018, but we're working with Amtrak under their new restrictions to hopefully get that restarted again in next year, so that there will be an opportunity for people to come on an all special train, all private car train.
How many years has private railroad cars been around?
Oh, this has been going on for over a century. This is a long-term tradition that long predates Amtrak. And I should say that although the experience is luxurious, all of these owners are not particularly wealthy. A lot of them have put all their wealth into maintaining those cars, which is why they charter them out to get paying passengers to help defray the expenses. And a lot of people are employed on these cars, and those are not wealthy people either. So again, it's a small business that has many benefits.
And how many passengers are on these private cars that hook up to the back of Amtrak and can take a wonderful vacation or a trip or just enjoy themselves?
Well, for an individual car, the number is not large. It might even be 10 or fewer. But you can also have more than one car traveling together, so it can be a little larger number. But it's basically a fairly intimate experience.
And railroad cars have been around for a long time, and you, with your job for 39 years representing passengers on the train, that's a major source of commuting for people in the DC area and for people in major areas of the country.
Right, yeah. Our primary emphasis with the association was not on commuter trains, but on saving the intercity trains, because those were the trains that were called in, whose survival was in doubt.
In your professional expertise with the railroads, what are the biggest challenges that passengers have?
Well, in terms of Amtrak and the travelers, I mean, the biggest challenge over the years has been whether the system would survive, because at many different times, there was a huge question. There were some White Houses that proposed zero capital funding for Amtrak, in some cases zero funding completely, and fortunately the Congress has come through, and in some cases it was said that the administration actually had a smaller role to play by coming up with zero, because nobody took it seriously, and so the Congress had, in a sense, freer rein to do what they wanted. I should say that in the course of my work, even for the private railroad car owners, I have met with the staff to Senator Schatz, because he serves on the Appropriations Subcommittee on Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development. So part of the responsibility of a committee member is to be aware of all the issues. It's not strictly supporting your state.
Yeah. I have to ask you this question. When you were a kid, did you have a train set?
Yes, I did. Yes, in fact, I was initially...
I figured you did. I could just picture you with these railroad trains. And
yes, I plead guilty to having been a rail fan as a kid, and I actually got very interested in politics in the 1960s, and then ultimately I combined politics and trains.
In closing, Ross, what inspires you as a person who has been involved in trains pretty much most of your life?
Well, the convergence of the train movement, shall we say, and the environmental movement, the realization that we need to drive cars less if we're going to save the planet. I mean, electric vehicles are an important step, but just converting to electric vehicles and not reducing the number of cars is not going to get us there. So to see something that I've loved because it's a train turn into something that's important for saving the planet has been very satisfying.
You know, here in Hawaii, we have the rail that we've been working on for years, and we hope to get that up and running at some point.
Yes, I hope to come back and ride it.
Thank you so much, Ross, for appearing on Inspire You and Me, and I wish you the best as you continue to travel on the railroad.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Pleasure to be here.
The law firm of Cronin Freed is proud to sponsor Inspire You and Me. a show about people in our community who are making a difference. I'm Rick Freed, and our law firm of 16 attorneys handles major injury cases, choosing to devote our considerable talent and staff to those injured people and victims for whom we can make a great difference. We hope that you will be inspired to follow your dreams and find your purpose.
We are very pleased to have as our special guest on the show. She is the Vice President of ASTA and a very exciting and very successful woman in the business community, Wendy Goodenow.
Thank you, Jessica, for having me.
Yes, it's good to see you again. And for those people who are not familiar with ASTA, tell us what it stands for and what is the mission.
ASTA is the American Society of Travel Advisors. Now, they've just recently revamped that from agents to advisors because agents tend to take orders, advisors tend to advise, suggest, mold, shape, whatever it is that their clients want to do.
Now, it's a nonprofit agency.
It's a nonprofit
Organization, correct.
And they're headquartered in Washington.
As a travel advisor, Wendy, what are some of the challenges that you have since so many people can just go on the internet and book their travel?
Well, actually, we've built our business on word of mouth and referral. We're in a 2-story walk-up. There's no advertising on the building. So the clients that we have found us one way or another. The shoppers out there tend to call and want to know the best deal on a ticket to Vegas or whatever it is. And there's more to an answer than $300 today, but $500 tomorrow, because everything changes constantly.
Yes.
And the internet, do you believe everything on the internet that you read? That scares me. And then do you feel comfortable putting your credit card on the internet?
I know, that's it.
That's my biggest claim is, how do you feel putting your credit card and your personal information on the internet?
As a travel agent, what are some of the benefits of going to a travel agent as opposed to booking yourself online?
We have the connections, we have the knowledge and the resources to find the best value. That's much more important than best price, because for $5 more, you could get breakfast, you could, at a hotel, you could get a variety of different things. But if you shop by the numbers, you're cheating yourself of what you really want to experience. Travel's an experience. You know, it's not an airplane ride, it's not a car rental, it's not a hotel. It's the experiences you get when you get there.
Wendy, I had an experience, a positive experience with my travel agent. My flight was delayed at Honolulu Airport about 4 hours. As a matter of fact, it was canceled. There were about 200 people on the plane. I got on the phone. I called my travel agent. Within 15 minutes, she had me on another flight within the hour, and I was gone to my destination, where everyone else was just sitting there trying to get somebody on the phone. And to me, it was just a very positive experience to have a travel agent. You talked about experiences, and one of the reasons people love to travel is to have those experiences of seeing the world and being in places you haven't been before and eating the food you haven't sampled. And you make this possible by giving them that opportunity to make sure that their trip goes well.
Right. We have, our agency is a member of Virtuoso, and it's a worldwide organization of the top travel agencies and vendors that work together for the client. Not for ourselves, but for the client. And we tend to add value as opposed to discount. Mm-hmm. So we have made connections. I have met face-to-face thousands of vendors. I sit at a small table every August in a hotel in Vegas all day. And every 4 minutes, there's a new vendor in front of me. You can't get that online.
Yeah, true.
You can't VIP yourself online.
Wendy, you are doing so much good in your profession, and you are so highly dedicated to helping others in your field. What inspires you?
I will say one is my mother. She's 97 years old. She was in the business. In fact, I had to ask her to retire at the age of, I think it was 91 or 2, because she couldn't walk up the stairs anymore. But she lives in a retirement home here. She still tells people about travel. And that's really, when it gets that deep in you, that's really exciting. That she's 97 for some reason. She's outlived every relative. But it's just when you go to a new place, I try to tell people, don't go to Asia and expect it to be Americanized. Don't go to Australia and expect the same things you have at home. Just because they speak English, you're wasting your time. You might as well watch it on TV or something like that, because you have to get into the culture. You have to get into the lifestyle and eat things that you wouldn't eat at home.
How would you summarize in closing, Wendy, your role, or you're helping people to have the best experience that they can have?
Well, again, I think my mother instilled that in me. She was a president of Hawaii chapter of ASTA as well as I was. And I'm out there for everybody. Although we are the only professional organization for travel advisors, we fight for every advisor. So even agents out there, and there are some very good agents out there that are not members, we fight for them all. And we try to instill in everyone the ethics of taking care of business. It curls me every time I read about another travel agent that stole money from little kids or baseball teams, or it's, I mean, you know how that feels when in your situation when people are in trouble. It just, I just get very upset about that. And so I try and make it good for all advisors out there.
Well, Wendy, thank you so much for the inspiring life that you're leading, making the world a better place and making travel so much more exciting, safe, and creating opportunities for the travelers. It's been a pleasure talking with you today.
Well, thanks for letting me share some of my personal opinions.
Unique, majestic, inspiring. Hawaii's hidden gem on the windward side. Just a short scenic drive will take you to one of the most extraordinary locations in the world. We specialize in conferences, meetings, retreats, business functions, social events, and off-premise catering. Delectable cuisine, stunning panoramic views, and excellence in first-class service. Let Ko'olau Ballrooms and Conference Center make your event a memorable experience.
We're here at Blaisdell at the Cat Fanciers Association Cat Show, and we have with us Dr. Richard Fujie. Well, welcome.
Yes, aloha.
Aloha. So, for those people who are not familiar with the Cat Fanciers Association, what is it?
The Cat Fanciers Association is the world's largest cat registry. It's like the AKC for dogs, the CFA is for cats.
American Kennel Club for dogs is the counterpart in a way. What sort of breeds are here today, and why do people come out to the cat show?
The CFA recognizes about 35 to 37 breeds of cats, and we have quite a few of the different breeds, like Maine Coons, Siamese, Persians, Ragdolls here.
And for those people who are cat owners, I'm going to use the word fun. What's the fun of coming out here today? Are there competitions?
Yes, it's a competition to have the best cat in the show, and cats are judged according to the breed standards. So you can have a Siamese competing against a Persian, but the judges are rating them against their own breed standards.
Now, it's said that there are dog people and there are cat people. Which are you? You're a veterinarian.
I'm both. Yeah,
I knew you were going to say that.
I love dogs. I love cats. Yeah, and my wife's a Siamese cat breeder, so that's why I'm here.
Oh, okay. And you know, the difference between dog people and cat people is people feel very strongly, the cat lovers do, about cats. What do you think is the fascinating aspect about cats?
I think they have great personalities. People think they're aloof, but you know these cats are friendly. They're engaging. They're loving. They're with you all the time at home. So and they're great pets, and they're quiet and they're easy to maintain. And for for limited space of living, it's a great pet to have.
How many members do you have in the Cat Fanciers Association?
I think our club has about maybe 50 or 60 people in our club.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's in Honolulu. Yeah.
Do they have to groom the cats to be in the show, or I'm told cats can groom themselves?
Well, long-haired cats require a lot of grooming. So if you have a Persian cat, it requires daily brushing. And before the show, I mean, they bathe the cats, trim the nails, clean their ears, and they do a lot of special brushing. Yeah.
You're a veterinarian. Do cats need as much medical care as dogs do, or it's about even?
We recommend at least once a year visit, twice a year visit for cats and for dogs. Their lifespan is about the same, and so we think 5 years per year. So having an exam once a year or twice a year is recommended for cats and for dogs.
I have to ask you this question. The name of our show is Inspire You and Me. Dr. Fujie, what inspires you?
I think for this show, it's the love of what people have for their cats, and it's enthusiasm of their love for their cats that brings me here.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Something exciting happened today. What was it?
Yes. Oh, to get the best cat today? Yeah, baby. Best cat today?
He won the Best Cat Award.
Yes.
Wow, tell us a little bit about Hoku.
Oh, Hoku is 2 years and a half. It's from New Zealand. So when we get them before, like just regular white cat, that's how we call him Hoku, star in Hawaii. So actually right now, come on, like shooting star on the back of it, you can see. See this one, they get shooting star on the back.
Congratulations on your award for all breed best cat. Hoku is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You must be excited with the award.
Yes, we did. Yeah, very excited.
What do you love about Hoku?
Oh, Hoku is very sweet, gentle giant. Yeah, yeah, playful too at home. Right now, very kind of like shy.
You have a smile on your face because you must be just so happy about being a winner.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Katie, what brings you to the cat show today?
Hi, I was here to promote my cat business, cat-only grooming business, and also to just show off my kitty cats and have a great time.
What is your cat's name, and tell me what we're seeing right now.
This is Kobra, and he is a 4-year-old domestic short hair, just regular black cat, but we put a little spin on it to promote my cat grooming business. This is a Catnip Hotel. It's located on School Street in Iolani Avenue, Queen Emma intersection, and we do boarding and cat grooming only. It's a pretty awesome business. We try to accommodate every need for the kitties.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Hi, and what is your name?
My name is Lance Mehle.
Hi, Lance, and who do we have here?
This is Winston. Winston is a Maine Coon. He is 1.5 years old. He's 21 pounds. Maine Coons typically don't mature until they're about 4 or 5 years old, so he still has a little bit of growing to do.
Oh my goodness. Now I have a question to ask you. Do you think he's the biggest cat here at the cat show?
He is definitely the heaviest cat here, weight-wise, yes. There are 2 other Maine Coons that are about as long as he is, but not quite as heavy.
He is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, he's done pretty well so far. He's come in first in 2 rings and second in the last ring.
Congratulations, and he's very mild-mannered.
Yes, they're known as the gentle giants. They're not lap cats, but they do like to be around you. So wherever you are in the house, they will be there.
I get the feeling that he likes being held in your arms.
I think he would rather be at home running around with his other cats and dogs right now. So we torture him by doing this.
Tell me, one last question, what do you love about him?
I love his size. I love his size and his gentleness. He's a presence in the house. Like we have about a 65-pound golden retriever, and if he lays next to him, he's about almost the same length. And they get along great. We have 2 other cats that everybody gets along, but he has a huge presence in the house.
Thank you so much, and it's really a pleasure meeting both.
Yes, ma'am. It was nice meeting you too. Thank you. Say bye, Winston.
Bye, Winston.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar, there's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Book now at thecal.com.
We hope that you've enjoyed our show this week. I'm going to leave you with a rich thought for the day. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Think about it. Until we meet again, I'm Jessica Lonnie Rich. Take care.
Oh, my, it's a beautiful world. I like surfing Waikiki. I like to paddle out beyond the white breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. Yes, I do like surfing Waikiki. My, it's a beautiful world. My, it's a beautiful world. Oh, my, it's a beautiful world. My, it's a beautiful world.
The hardest thing in life is letting go of a loved one. Finding the right provider can be essential in your time of need. Celebrate your loved one with Ballard Family Mortuaries. We offer a full range of cremation and burial services on Oahu, Maui, Hilo, and Kona, with professional guidance and specialized attention you can trust at the most affordable cost. Call us today for a free consultation on funeral service options available to you and your family. Ballard Family Mortuary Group, serving Hawaii since 1997.